$500 isn't a lot of money to build a pedal board, but in today's video, I am going to try and do just that. Can I build a pedal board for $500? Yes, but here's the thing. You could go with quantity over quality in that you can totally stack out the pedal board with these budget pedals that you find on Amazon, but you're going to have a hard time getting it to sound right and a lot of tweaking is going to be involved. So instead, I'm going to go with the quality over quantity route. I'm going to get less pedals, but they're going to be of a higher quality. And then there's a question of how much you want to spend per effect category. So let's say you have compression, gain, modulation, delay, reverb. That's 5 categories. If you have $500, you're going to have to spend $100 per category, and that is going to be very, very difficult. So for example, instead of getting a separate delay and reverb, you are going to try and find a pedal that does both in the sense of the delay repeats being so big and warm that they function like a full reverb. And then with compression and gain, do you really need a separate compressor and a gain pedal? I'm finding that these days, not really, depending on the amp setup that you have. By design, overdrive pedals compress the signal. To cut out the compressor category, you need to crank the amp side and have it such that it's on the edge of breakup. That way, the signal is saturated enough that when you kick on a drive pedal, it's going to compress a bit more. Before we carry on, there's some limitations to today's challenge. Firstly, we're going with a purely pedal build. I wasn't told to consider the cost of the pedal board or the power supply. Secondly, because I want this to be a live pedal board build, I need to go with pedals that I currently have. And thirdly, I'm going to try and do this in SGD, the Singapore currency, and not USD. 500 USD is going to open up a lot more possibilities for me, but today I'm going to try and constrain myself. Instead of going in USD, I'm going to go with 500 SGD. So without further ado, let's go. Let's get planning. This is a simple spreadsheet that I created. My goal is to not exceed that threshold of $500. For example, if I had to just put in 500, that's fine. Use 100% of the budget, put in $501. This is going to turn red to tell us that we have burst our budget. I don't want to skimp on a delay pedal. Delay to me is the most important effect of all the effects that I can think about for praise and worship. This is the delay pedal that I'm going to go with. It's 260 US dollars. Let's key that in and see what happens here. $260. Multiply this by that. Yep, that one pedal is 70% of the budget down. Okay, if I have a delay pedal that's already 70% of the budget, I'm gonna have to go with drive pedals that are on the cheaper side of things. I'm gonna go with the TC Mojo and TC Dark Matter. I'm pretty sure these aren't that expensive pedals, so let me just double check. Mojo's like $89. Let's key that in, 89 Singapore dollars. Ooh, I'm at $434 already. Okay, never mind. Dark Matter is at $81.90. All right, yep. That's the budget by 3%. $16 over budget, and that's just 3 pedals. Oh, why did I do this to myself? 500 SGD is nothing. Okay, something non-traditional as a praise and worship kind of pedal. DS1. This is at $69.99. Oh my goodness, I still burst the budget. What's your tolerance level for bursting budgets? I think a 1% burst budget is kind of okay, right?
I can smell the failure.
I think I'm gonna go with this. QSET Rebound Delay, TC Mojo Boss DS1. I'm starting to feel like this is gonna be like the Hillsong Creative DVD where Nigel Hendroff is showing off how he can achieve his tones of just 2 overdrive pedals and a delay pedal. This is gonna be the pedal board. Let's see how it sounds and looks like in real life. Time to head into the rack. It's a mess in here. I've not really done anything to organize this very well so far, so let's pick up the pedals. Mojo's right here. Where did I put that guy? Oh, here we go. Last but not least, the DS1. Spoiler alert, I did want to introduce this guy in a more formal setting, so expect the video to come out soon after this. We're now in live cam mode. Quick signal run through. This is the Sir Modern Saturn. It is going straight to the pedal board, which is going straight to my audio interface, where I'm running my Tone X capture of my AC30 from the Helix. Sounds like this, clean. Nice, big and beefy AC30 sound with a bit of sparkle to it. This pedal, if you've not already heard about it or considered it, go check it out because it has the best, and I say the best, deluxe Memory Man sound I've ever come across. With the pedal up at 50% mix and 50% feedback, I'm going to turn minimum modulation because this parameter controls the modulation. If I turn it on, you get this sound. Nice, big, warm repeats. Not only does it sound great, it's got a whole host of great features too. It's got tap tempo, very important for worship players. It's got a special effect too if I press and hold the break function. It's like a full dive bomb if you don't want to use a, whammy bar and throw your whole guitar out of tune. You can start turning up, you can start to get a bit more wobble into the signal. And the repeats just form this warm blanket underneath the whole guitar. Now let's hear the Mojo Mojo in isolation first. Let's see how it sounds. Turn it up. Now this is the DS1. Nice. All right, I'm having a lot of fun here. Turn the mix down, and you get this lead enhancer kind of sound. I feel like I don't need the stack drive for this, but just for the fun of it. Okay, you notice that it didn't become extra noisy because these pedals are well built. The problem with cheaper pedals is that you might have much more noise stacked into the sound once you start turning on drive together. But the sound together sounds like this. That's a bit too much gain for my liking. I'll show you the old school budget way of pedal switching, where I don't have a switcher on this board. What I can do is I can use my foot and hit in between these pedals so that I can get both the Mojo Mojo and the DS1, so that I can switch between them from this sound. In fact, I'm really liking the DS1 sound. I might just get rid of the Mojo Mojo and just use this pedal. And what I will do is I'll turn up the gain here. So let me just dial in this sound. What a great sound. And then for crunch, I'll just use my guitar volume and I'll scroll it down to 4. I can bring the board back to budget is if I were to get rid of the Mojo Mojo and just go with DS1. So DS1 into the Rebound. 2 pedals for the basic PNW sound because you only really need clean, crunch, lead, some delay, and that delay can be create a full reverb just by turning the mix slightly down from 50% and then turning up the modulation so that your repeats become this warm bed, as I said before. And as I like to say, don't knock it till you try it. DS1, rebound delay, that's all you need for your basic palette of worship tones. We did it. Coming in at $418, we have the bare necessities pedal board of a DS1 and a QSEC rebound. To round off our discussion, I believe there are 3 benefits of having a small board like this, which focuses on quality pedals over quantity. Firstly, you develop a good sense of touch dynamics to vary picking strength so that you can play clean when light and crunch when digging in. Cheaper pedals just don't have that dimension of touch sensitivity. Secondly, you learn how to use the volume and tone knobs on your guitar to sculpt your sound and not rely on pedals for everything. No second stage drive? No problem. This rig will teach you how to dial in a lead sound with just one pedal and just use your regular volume to roll back for a crunchy sound. Thirdly, with less pedals, you'll really learn the ins and outs of the pedals you have. No reverb? No problem. We've learned that finding the sweet spot of the modulation parameter turns those repeats into a smooth, warm blanket. I had a lot of fun building this rig, and I'm curious as to what you would do for $500. Would you have gone with more pedals? Would you have gone with second-hand gear? Let us know in the comments. If you found value in this video, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to grow the channel, join the community, and get YouTube to send this out to more people. Thank you, and I'll see you in this next video where I demo the QSEC Rebound in much more detail.